Back in Britain in '83, the sampler was moving synth pop in a different direction.
Suppose I want to send my loved one a rather special musical greeting. Well, I can. First, let me give the computer an idea of the sound that I actually want to send. So I'll prime it again. And now I'll speak into the mic. Hello! And we have to wait a couple of seconds now for the sound wave to come up. There it is.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, dear.
When we arrived in it, the emulator had just been invented. And it was completely riveting because it had James Brown going, please, you know, and you could play it up and down the keyboard. Had a string quartet or an orchestra. It had the famous Beethoven Rumpf. So the first record we made, West End Girls, every single sound was actually a sample played on the same keyboard, which looked just like a little bon-tempi chord organ. The idea was to take real life and put it against beautiful or danceable or both music. Because we were the last of the thing that started with a Human League, and we were probably the first of the thing where pop music was related to dance music.
The Pet Shop Boys gave us a glimpse of what the future held for British electronic music. But the band that would truly spearhead the shift from synth pop to dance music had evolved out of the ashes of Joy Division, whilst in America, New Order would have a synthetic epiphany.
Kind of at the period where Ian had died and we were recording in New York. We spent a lot of time in New York and I was going to nightclubs after the studio every night. I remember sitting there on these kind of steps in a club and thinking, wouldn't it be great if one day our music was played in a place like this? That sort of planted a seed in my head, really, that got me interested in more in synthesizers. You know, if you play an encore or something, we were, you know, punks, and it's like, you're just falling into the trap, you know. It's a phony thing doing an encore, everyone expects it, you know, and well, let's get these machines to do a track and we'll just go on. If we do an encore, press a button and then they'll go off, you know. That was the idea. And when Blue Monday came out, a lot of people didn't like it, you know, like, whoa, it doesn't sound like New Order, you know, what are you doing? You know, it doesn't sound like you're supposed to sound, and a lot of people don't like that, and then it just took off. I guess people went on holiday, they would hear it in nightclubs in Spain and Greece and stuff, and then it'd come back, when it came back, we'd buy it, and it'd be a big hit over and over again, you know.
Blue Monday's inscrutable club cool would help it become the biggest selling 12-inch of all time. Originally released in 1983, it heralded the future for British electronica, a new age of dance music, unconcerned with pop charts and commercial appeal, would gain a massive following that thrives to this day.
It was all a bit, we felt we'd achieved it. We thought we'd proved our point, and it just looked like we didn't have anything left to prove.
A generation of post-punk musicians had taken the synth from the fringes of experimentation to the centre of the pop stage, out of the 70s and into the 80s.
At the time, it was just really, really exciting, and it was exciting to be a part of a musical movement that had never been done before, that was completely different. It wasn't a rehash of anything. Those early electronic records, I mean, they'd never been done before, so it was a fine time.
We were trying to do something new. That's specifically why we chose electronics and embraced every new piece of equipment we could get our hands on or afford. We wanted to sweep away all of the old rock cliches and the stereotypes and the lead guitar solos and long hair and everything. And then what happens towards the end of the 80s and even worse in the mid-90s, everybody decides that guitars are back in, synthesizers are somehow old-fashioned, and you get Oasis. Horror.